All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to go down a rabbit hole of the 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers NBA Finals. This is a video I popped up. I haven't watched it, just like always. I did screen the first like 20 seconds of it or so, just to check for quality. I don't see any bias either way, so it should be a pretty clean video. Either way, if there's anything that I disagree with or whatever, I will chime in. But I've been getting a lot of requests to cover 07 and also 2010. So let's start here at 07 and we'll get to 2010 eventually. Yeah, leave the video a like if you could. That'll help the video push out. And let's watch this one, because I have maybe a different memory than a lot of other people when it comes to this. Because to me, this was like Mission Impossible, you know? Out of all the series, this was like, there's no way in hell the Cavs are going to win. So let's see what happens here.
It's the year 2007. LeBron James, as a 22-year-old, led his Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. But how impressive was it really? What was the competition like? In this video, we're going to get into that. What's going on? This is your boy, NBA One Hoops. Back at it with another video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like for more.
Oh, I apologize. I messed up here. This is A1 Hoops, and the video title is The Truth About LeBron's 2007 NBA Finals Run. The link to the original video here will be down below in the description, just in case you want to watch it without my commentary. Okay, my bad. Here we go.
More content. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Now, LeBron James, as a 22-year-old, as I mentioned earlier, dragged his Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. Now, before we start getting into everything, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. This is no way, shape, or form any type of hate or, you know, any slight towards LeBron James. It was an impressive feat, and especially as a 22-year-old. So I just wanted to get that out the way. This is in no way, shape, or form some type of hate directed toward LeBron. I am not a LeBron hater. However, I am objective. So,
okay. Sounds good enough for me.
I wanted to throw that out there because I can already hear the comments and people on Twitter saying, "Oh, you're just a LeBron hater." Well, that's
I get it all the time. I get it, man. I get it. I just don't care. Yeah, I get called a LeBron hater like every day. I just respond back with, "No, I love basketball." So I appreciate the ones who are good for the sport, and I do not appreciate the ones who are bad for the sport, who cheat the sport. Anyways, moving on.
not true. So the first thing I want to discuss with you guys is the competition that LeBron faced. In other words, the road he faced to get to the finals in the first place.
Oh,
so as you can see on your screen, we have each round and the opposing team's record. So the corresponding...
Yeah, I'll do this for you. 41, okay, a 500 team, and he got one good team. So he beat one good team in Detroit. These two teams, I'm sorry, guys. That's trash for playoffs. But that's the Eastern Conference during the LeBron James reign, was just absolute trash teams in the East.
Opponent's record within that round. So in round one, the Cleveland Cavaliers went up against the 41-41 Washington Wizards and swept them. In the second round, he faced the New Jersey Nets.
What's up, Gilbert Arenas? Oh, no, you got swept, huh?
Who were a 41-41 team. So both of these first two teams that LeBron faced in the NBA playoffs back in 2007 weren't even above 500. Now the next team he faced in the Eastern Conference Finals was the 53-29 Detroit Pistons.
Yep, still a very good Pistons team, but not the Pistons team. That was 2004. So this is 3 years later. Did they still have Ben Wallace? He's probably going to cover it. I'll shut up.
So that right there is a solid team. And then, of course, in the NBA Finals, as we all know, he faced the San Antonio Spurs and lost in 4 games. He was swept.
He got swept. So it just shows when you had like a real team. The Spurs were a real freaking team. And then they got swept out. That's why everybody wants me to cover it. This team, okay, this series, I will say, I was impressed with LeBron, the way he played during this series. I just watched it. I watched it live. And then I moved on with my life. So I don't know if I missed something back then. It was many years ago. But I was impressed. He was playing hungry. And I started having these thoughts of like, holy crap, maybe he is this guy. Maybe he is. You I started comparing him to Jordan and Kobe and doing all that stuff and Dwayne Wade as well. Turns out he's not that guy. But he had a glimpse. He played really hard against Detroit.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at each round, and we're going to look at the competition that LeBron actually faced. In other words, the opposing teams' players, and we're also going to compare that to the amount of help that LeBron had within that series. So like I said before, the first round was the Washington Wizards. The two best players on the Washington Wizards, who were a 41-41 team, so they weren't above 500.
Wait, this was before Gilbert Arenas? Huh? Is this before Gilbert Arenas? These guys were in the playoffs? What?
Where Antoine Jameson at 32 points per game and 9 rebounds during that series.
I wonder what his shooting percentage was. Antoine was good, but not 32 points a game good.
And Antonio Daniels at 13.3 points per game and 11.8 assists. So that's very solid. Those are the two best players and two leading scorers on the
very
Wizards.
solid.
Now let's compare that to what LeBron had and the help he had.
That's very solid.
And the contributions that he had from his teammates. So it was a very solid series for LeBron. He averaged 27.8 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 7.5 assists per game. Now let's look at some of his teammates, because the false narrative that goes on in the media is that, hey, LeBron dragged his teams to the 07 finals with no help.
Yeah, he had help.
But that's actually not true. Take a look at the screen here if you weren't already. Larry Hughes, 19 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game. Ilgauskas had 19 points per game, 11 rebounds per game.
Solid.
And then we have, finally, Drew Gooden at 14.5 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. So the thing is, LeBron played well. He was the best player, obviously, on his team. But he had 3 other teammates average at least 13.
This roster already gave him more help than any Michael Jordan team. So LeBron went in and did his part. See, this 19 points and 11 rebounds, that's what, I mean, for my sons, I would dream to have a center just do that. I've been begging for it. 20 and 10, 20 and 10. Just give us 20 and 10. We'll be happy. Bulls definitely didn't have this. They did not have a guy like that. And if you want to call Cartwright or Luke Longley or Bill Wennington that guy, you are so mistaken. Drew Gooden, so he had a Scottie Pippen type guy, getting his Scottie Pippen numbers. I remember Drew Gooden. He was a very solid player. So he's getting you 14 to 15 and 10 rebounds, playing solid defense, and he was a hustle man. And add on, here's the wild card. If that's your Scottie Pippen, this is freaking gravy right here. Larry Hughes putting up 19, and still getting 7 rebounds. Yeah, this team was actually really good.
Points per game. And 2 of them averaged 19. So the narrative that LeBron had no help needs to stop. Not to mention the fact that
100%. I mean, look at the team now. They're still trying that narrative. Look at his team the last couple of years with the Lakers. Stacked.
These games are close. Yes, I understand it was a sweep, but the margin of victory for the Cleveland Cavaliers was only 8.7. So the narrative that, oh, LeBron destroyed all these little teams and stuff like that on the way to the NBA Finals is not true. Yes, it was a sweep.
He should have.
Most of these games are close. They were decided by less than 10 points.
Yeah,
so
like
what's my main point?
Team.
My main point is the fact that LeBron struggled. He struggled against his team despite having more players average double-digit points. That is the moral. That's the moral of the story here.
That's good.
Much.
That's critical.
You're facing a 41-41 team. You have 4 players average double-digit points, and the margin of victory was only 8 points per game. Are you serious? Let's move on to round 2. So in round 2, LeBron and company face off against the New Jersey Nets.
All right. So this is the J Kidd. The J Kidd one. When damn, I'm trying to remember. When was Vince Carter thrown into this mix?
Who were 41-41. So yet again another team that didn't even win above 500, and they were led by a 30-year-old Vince Carter, a 33-year-old Jason Kidd, and a 27-year-old Richard Jefferson. So now let's get into how they performed during that series.
I believe this is the year where they swapped out coaches. There was a bunch of internal crap going on. Like, they should have been better. All right, let's just take a quick look. That way my opinion is my own. Vince Carter only getting 20. Yeah, that's actually shocking. 7 rebounds, 7 assists. So he I mean, good, well-rounded game, but only getting 20 is shocking with a guy like J Kidd passing it to you. 15 points for J Kidd is about average. and 12 assists. Okay, J Kidd did his job. And Jeff, 18 points and 6 rebounds. He played good too. Yeah, Richard Jefferson, you did good. You did good. Man, talk about Lob City before Lob City, huh? It just didn't work.
Have Vince Carter at 19.7 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 6.7 assists per game.
They just didn't score enough points,
I have
these
it right
guys.
there for you. Jason Kidd, 15.2 points per game, 11.8 assists per game. Pretty solid, but again, 33 years old. Richard Jefferson, who was, pretty much in the heart of his prime, 17.8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game.
Yeah, somebody needed to step up and be that 30-point-a-game scorer. And we all expected that to be Vince Carter because that's who he was in Toronto. But for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. But if they had that 30-point-a-game score, things could have been different.
So at face value, this seems pretty good, and you can start to see, okay, they turned it up in the playoffs. Okay, that's pretty much what the impression that you're getting. But let's compare that to what LeBron had in his supporting cast during that series. So if you could take a look at the screen, guys, I have it right here for you. I mean, numbers don't lie. That is the old age saying. LeBron James had 5 teammates, well, technically 4, including himself, so 5.
All right, let's start with points. 24, Hughes 14, Z with 11. Okay, he didn't score this much this series. Gooden with 10, Pavlovich 10. Rebounds. Okay, so Z. I'm sorry, Z. That's an old nickname. Ilgauskas. He kind of struggled this series. He had it was getting like a little less rebounds and about half the points. LeBron had a good overall stat wise. Larry Hughes was decent, solid, and yeah, I'm surprised. Drew Gooden actually, yeah, you did your part. Nothing fantastic here though, including LeBron. That's not a carry job. At 25 points. New Jersey was really that bad.
People on his team averaged at least,
I guess the record shows it, though. They were a 500 team.
Double-digit scoring. And one thing that people don't know is, like I said before, this was a 6-game series. LeBron had a 6-game series, meaning he lost 2 games, against a team that didn't even go above 500.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's embarrassing. Now, like I said, this is not hate towards LeBron. He's 22 years old. He brought his team to the finals, and he did win the series. But the fact that he struggled against a 41-41 team really makes you wonder what the hype was about. Why?
Yeah, he should have been destroying everybody in the East. Like, just destroying them. I mean, he learned his lesson now that he's in the West. He's struggling hardcore. If it wasn't for the play-in, I had somebody in my comments point this out the other day. If it wasn't for the play-in tournament, he would have missed the playoffs, 4 times now? 3 times now? I think it was 3 times. He would have missed the playoffs with LA already. But because of the play-in, he got to sneak in there.
Why is it that he went 6 games? As you look, like the numbers don't lie. I have everything right here. Now, you would think against a 41-41 Nets team that LeBron would have blown out the games in which he won against his team, but in fact, that isn't the case. The average margin of victory for the Cleveland Cavaliers against these Nets was only 8 points per game, which is actually closer than the previous series at 8.7.
Yeah, and you would have expected him to put up numbers like 35 points a game and, 10 rebounds and 10 assists or something, against a team like that. He should have mowed over them.
So what is the main point of saying all this? The narrative that LeBron didn't have any help and that he dragged a terrible Cavs team to the finals is just simply incorrect. He had 5 teammates average double-digit points. So
shout out to the guy in my comments who pointed out that the new Space Jam movie has a has a part where, or a segment where LeBron is looking for help. He's looking for more help. This first video I'm doing since I read that comment, and it already changed the way I think. So I'm just imagining him doing that with the freaking Looney Tunes. I need more help.
Let's go ahead and move on to round 3, which is actually a more impressive round for him. Now, the common thing before we get into, go any further, people say LeBron beat the Detroit Pistons, who just 2 or 3 years prior destroyed the Kobe Shaq Lakers. But the problem with that is it's
not the same team.
Context. And the context that
different coach too.
They're missing is the fact that Ben Wallace didn't play in the series that LeBron faced the Pistons in.
Yeah, one of the greatest defenders of all time in Ben Wallace, and I believe they had Flip Saunders as their coach at this point. So that core defense mentality that they had during their championship has now changed.
And he was a key defensive anchor and a key rim protector.
Yeah, it was.
Now this Pistons team that we're speaking of, did win 53 games and only lost 29 games throughout that season.
Yeah, that's just off of the players right there. Chauncey, Rip Hamilton, Rashid. You know, they can carry a team.
Now, as far as this series is concerned, there's not really much you can take away from it other than the fact that they didn't have Ben Wallace, who was a key defensive player for that team. You know, LeBron, the Cavs did go down 0-2 to this team, and LeBron did play well, and he only had 2 other players average double digits, which is actually a disadvantage for him considering the fact that the Detroit Pistons had 4 players average double digit in points. So, LeBron was a man in the series. Obviously, his efficiency numbers did drop. He only shot 44% from the field during the series, but they were down 0-2 and came back to win the series, and you know what? I will take off my hat to LeBron for that, for objectivity's sake. Now, in the next series, and obviously this is the NBA Finals.
Kind of skated through that one. All right, well, here's the main course.
4th round finals. LeBron and company face off against the San Antonio Spurs, who obviously went on to win the championship, and they swept LeBron. And the narrative about this series is LeBron had absolutely no help, 0 help at all. His teammates averaged 0 points per game, and LeBron was killed and blown out of every game. That is the common narrative about that series. Well, the good thing for you guys, I'm all about the truth, and the truth is that's not at all, like not even a little bit, not at all what happened in that series. And I'm going to be here to paint the picture for you, so let's go ahead and get into it. The fact of the matter is all 4 of these games that LeBron lost were close. Look right here on the screen. Game 1, the Cavaliers lose by 9 points. That's a winnable game, not a blowout. Game 2, Cavs lose by 11 points.
Okay.
Not really a blowout, but I'll let that one slide. Game 3, Cavs lose by 3 points. Did you guess I wouldn't let that slide? No, I wouldn't. Game 4, you lose by 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to let that slide. There was no excuse for LeBron to get swept. You were in 3 winnable and very close games that went down to the wire, and you lost. Look, I understand he was 22 years old. I'm not trying to send any hate his way. But what all-time great, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Hakeem, Magic, Bird, what all-time great wouldn't be able to close 3 games? Like, not even one of them. You couldn't win one of those games. Anybody could have. And matter of fact, I'm going to prove it to you. First of all, the narrative is, hey, LeBron had 0 help in that series. That's actually not true. Take a look at the screen. Look, before I even get into this, obviously I'm very well aware that Drew Gooden and Daniel Gibson do not compare to the Big 3 San Antonio Spurs. What I will not do, though, is act like LeBron didn't have 2 teammates average double-digit points, just like the Spurs had.
Yeah.
So, you know, both teams had 3 players average double-digit points. Now, what...
Okay. We had 22, a 13, and an 11. Good enough to win one game.
What does this mean? Take a look at the screen, guys. I know what you're thinking. Why are you showing us Los Angeles Lakers stats, and what series is this even from?
You should show some old Bulls ones, too.
Well, this is actually from the very next year. And notice how his 2 teammates averaged about the same as LeBron's 2 teammates. The one key difference. Both of these teams played the exact same team. So the Lakers went up against the Spurs, and the Cleveland Cavaliers went up against the Spurs. Only difference is Kobe blew the doors off the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, the difference is the main guy. You know, the main guy delivered. That's the thing LeBron didn't do. He doesn't step up in these situations. Kobe did. Get that guy in the finals, and he's gonna play his freaking heart out.
With 2 teammates averaging about the same as LeBron's 2 teammates. But what is my point? LeBron getting about the same production as Kobe got swept and couldn't close 3 of those games.
Yep.
But Kobe was able to beat the Spurs, a more experienced Spurs by obviously it was the very next year, so not too much more experience, but a more cohesive unit nonetheless. Are you kidding me right now? So what am I getting at? What is the whole main conclusion of this video? The point is, LeBron as a 22-year-old did drag his team to the finals, and it was impressive, but it is very overrated. And the notion that he didn't have any help is a straight up lie, as I proved to you. Larry Bird could have taken that team many to the finals. Kobe Bean Bryant definitely could have done it. He beat the Spurs with the same amount of production as LeBron had from his teammates.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, one of the greatest leaders in NBA history, definitely could have done it.
MJ,
and I don't even need to mention this guy. Black Jesus, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, definitely could have done it. And that's pretty much all I wanted to get into with you guys today. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. I am no longer NBA Talk. I am NBA One Hoops. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.
That was cool. That was a different kind of video. I'm going to subscribe and keep an eye. Once again, that was A1 Hoops. I like a lot about what he did in this video. There's some things that are I would really like a breakdown that goes game to game. So this won't be the last video I make on this topic. I'm gonna search for another video to react to fall in line with this, with the 07. I do like that the creator here does acknowledge that it wasn't what the narrative said, that, you know, LeBron is out there with no help and blah blah blah. Did we expect him to beat the Spurs? No, we didn't. But Kobe probably could have and did, and MJ probably would have. So we're only this critical because the guy calls himself the GOAT. Let's just be real. If it wasn't him calling himself the GOAT, we wouldn't look at this stuff. But we do. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. But I would like a deeper analysis into this, and I will search for that, and I will find it, and I will react to it, and you'll see it on my channel eventually. Everybody chime in. Here's what I want today, if you can help me out. First of all, let's have a good conversation down low like we always do. I love the comment sections in all these videos. But please do me a favor here. Send me some videos that I could react to on this topic. And a bonus would be covering the 2010 season as well. Comment to me that. Please try to do it so it's not stuff that's gonna strike my channel. So no official footage. You know what I mean? Like, don't send me the NBA Finals series. You know what I mean? Like, I can't react to all that. I'll get in a lot of trouble for that. But yeah, if you can help me out, point me in the right direction, I'd appreciate it. Everybody, if you can like this video, it would definitely help out the channel and help this video. Subscribe for more. We will have more coverage of this and a whole varied other topics. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this right now. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, okay? Peace out.